Tomorrow night, West Ham United take the trip up to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United, and that is who we're going to be discussing tonight. I'm delighted to be joined by a very well-equipped man to do so. Man United fan, Baker, how are you, mate?
Very well, thanks, Jake. And yourself?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all. West Ham coming off the back of a underwhelming performance at home to Liverpool on Sunday will be looking to bounce back and replicate last season at Old Trafford. Baker, Man United seems like we come round and we have our annual chat, and seems like it goes round in circles in the sense of same thing, different year. Has it been any different this year?
Definitely, yeah. There's some hope at the moment, definitely. So but we're too hit and miss at the moment. No consistency, but there's definitely a good feeling around. You can
What
just feel a
what do you
sense.
think has changed from like season on season? Because I've got that sense there was a sort of run of games that you won together. Do you think it's been mentality, or do you think it's players starting to click? What do you think has made this change?
I think just having one star player like Mbeumo who's just transformed the old. It's a bit like, I won't say the Cantona yet, but he's uplifted everybody and everyone's bouncing off him, the fans, everything. And
Yeah,
then it just seems like that signing we've got, and you can't explain it.
absolutely. I mean, we've spoken in the past about United's recruitment, and I've always been bewildered by Man United's recruitment at times. It's been a little bit puzzling, but I saw the two signings of Cunha and Embuemo in the summer, and I thought they finally got it. They've worked it
Yeah,
out. Two players that have proven themselves at Premier League clubs who've looked very positive, gone to Man United. I haven't heard as much about Cunha, but I've definitely heard from different people about Embuemo, has slotted in really nicely, and that's what happens when you acquire Premier League proven talent that has been
yeah.
there, done it, and has improved Man United, as you just said.
But I think it's all about the attitude in it. And these
Mm.
two chaps have come. They know they're not playing in Europe. They're not demanding a European. They're coming when United at not the lowest, but a low level, and they want to play for the team. We can go on about the Rashfords and the Ganaccio's, but these two fellas are not throwing their arms down. They're going for they're playing for the team, so it's making
Mm.
a massive difference. And Cunha is
Yeah.
playing really well off the ball, and his space, and when they're together, they play really well.
Absolutely. And yeah, I've noticed there's just been a little bit more consistency, over Man United this season. And then I said that until last Monday night, where
Oh,
Everton rocked up, but then a good response on Saturday,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Sunday, away at Crystal Palace. So there's still a bit of that going on, but would you say the overarching feeling is improvement?
yeah, we're gradually going up. I mean, yeah, that was a Fergie always used to say that, didn't it? You can have a bad result. It's how you react after it and the game after that. If you can turn it around quickly, it's when you get stuck in a rut, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you just get beat tomorrow night, that's two losses, and then
Mm.
people start saying things. The fans get a bit agitated, and it starts going back the other way. Then, doesn't it? It's like a spiral
Yeah.
that swings in.
Yeah, well, I mean, all you've got to do is look at Liverpool and see the rot that that they were in before we played them. Typically, just seemed loss after loss, and they couldn't turn things around. And Man United have had times like that, and it's just about
Oh
getting it moving again. I mean, before Sunday, everyone was quite happy. We'd been three unbeaten. We've won two at home and got a decent point away at Bournemouth, and there was a bit of positivity. And then we weren't very good Sunday, and then people are thinking, well, we've got you boys tomorrow and Brighton on Sunday, and we could lose both, and then we've lost three on a bounce in the
yeah,
space of 7 days. So it's interesting how quickly things can
yeah.
spin and turn both ways.
It seems to be that way as well this season, doesn't it? There's a lot of, apart from Arsenal, who's most consistent, obviously. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's two games here, two games there. Must got to admit the Liverpool scenario's very funny.
It is, yeah. But
Considering
I
the
think
amount
I
of money
think
they've
all of it
spent.
sort of. Oh, Yeah, I mean, they never spend that money, and then the amount they've spent, I'm sure there's been a few chuckles from Manchester, both sides of Manchester,
And
really.
supporters as well, they love it, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. But I think all of it's sort of shown the unpredictability of the season this
Mm.
season. It's been a bizarre start to the Premier League season. I mean, all you've got to do is look at Everton went and beat you boys on
Yes,
Monday night. They got battered. They got battered in the following game at home to Newcastle, and then they won
yeah,
away from home at Bournemouth on Saturday or Sunday. No, sorry, last night they
yeah.
went and beat
Was it
Bournemouth
last night?
away
Yeah, I
from
didn't
home.
see that one. Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just been a case of like just results have just been bizarre and have through. I mean, 5-4 Man City, Fulham last night. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been
crazy.
ridiculous, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's take some comments. A couple of membership anniversary. Sharky, 46 months. That's a long time. I say that every month. Thank you very much indeed. Member for 13 months, Michael. Watching the under 21s. I see they're in action tonight. 1-0 down. Oh dear. Now Nathaniel's got some confidence. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I share it, but I admire the confidence. We're gonna well, smash is a strong word. We will come on to that in just a second. In terms of Cunha and Embuemo, in terms of team news, is there any injury concerns for key players for United we
Well, he
can
actually
expect
said
or not?
today, didn't he? He says there's two doubtfuls, but he didn't name them. But he
Right.
said Cunha is playing.
Right.
And not playing,
Mm,
he's in the frame anyway.
yeah.
So we don't know who the two were, but I know Fernandez was feeling his thigh on the way off. So it
Mm,
could be that's probably why he's saying he's a doubtful.
yeah.
So he said everyone else except Maguire and Sesko, obviously.
Mm, yeah.
Apart from that, I think Martinez. He come back Sunday, didn't he?
Indeed. So I mean, when we've spoken in the past, it's been the defence has been a little bit of a thorn in the side. Has sort of every aspect sort of consolidated a little bit?
Yeah, he's got like the right. He's got the seems to have the players, but not the mix yet, and the who plays with who. I mean, we're not we was used to wingers, weren't we, for years, and now we're playing this system, and they're all complaining, oh, he won't move the system, but then they say every other manager didn't have a system, so you've got to go with him at the moment and see what he's made of, haven't you? So
Mm, exactly, because I mean, there was a time where he was under significant pressure and he wasn't going to change the way he was going
yeah,
to play. I wouldn't quite liken it to Ange at Tottenham. That was just on a whole nother level. But Amorim was quite clear in the sense of this is what's going to happen, and you either take it or leave it with me. And there was a rough patch, and it seems like coming out of the other side of it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
he's a likable
Um,
character, though, isn't he? Like
yeah,
Senai was a bit. We want him to do well, but he was a bit mundane and boring. This chap's full
mundane.
of.
Yeah,
He's emotional. He's full of laugh.
yeah.
He says it how it is. Actually, quite
Mm.
taken to him at the moment.
Yeah.
How
So would
about
you
Sam,
say the
your fella?
would you say the fans are still or are backing him? Would you say like a sort of a
Yeah,
percentage?
I'd say in general, they're still having a moan. They're not convinced yet. There's some arms. There's a lot that's not. So he's still got to win a lot more over. I think
Mm,
that the digging his heels in and not changing it is the big when you hear complaints around you and but
yeah,
he won't budge. He keeps the system even though the players don't fit the system. Like a sub goes to that side, he shouldn't have gone there. He's putting him
yeah.
a left-footed in the wrong side, and yeah,
I mean,
so
it seems like, I mean, I think I saw Mason Mount involved on Sunday and got himself a goal, and that was a player that, I mean, it seemed like a lost cause at some point last
yeah,
season.
yeah,
Scored on Sunday. I mean, that might have been an anomaly. I don't know, but it seems like those players are beginning to sort of gel a
yeah.
little bit more.
He's a good player, yeah. He's people starting to take to him now as well, yeah, because he's got a bit of talent, hasn't he? I didn't realise that his nickname at Chelsea was Baby Jesus. They thought that much of him, and he was that
Really?
good because he was from the academy and he was a grafter and a football. He's a proper
Yeah,
footballer, isn't he? When he's on the ball.
yeah,
Hope can
yeah.
see a bit more of that.
Yeah, because I mean, he was a very good player at Chelsea, and he just seemed to lose his way on his early stages at Man United, but scored Sunday and might be coming into some form. What have you made of West Ham then, making the trip up to Old Trafford for tomorrow night? How are you approaching it in your mind in terms of us?
Well, we're just thinking we've got a few easy games. We're thinking now we've got a few easy games now. We could pick a few points. So got Wolves next Monday night and yourselves. So if we can get 6 points, then no disrespect to yourselves, like, but it's the first time in a long time we thought, oh, we could definitely beat you. Anyway, you know, I think I actually erased the score out of my mind last year. What was it?
2-0.
2.
Yeah. 2-0. And to be fair, that was a bit of an anomaly because we normally come up to your place and do okay and lose 1-0. That seemed to be what we did for about 3 years running, and then
Yeah,
finally got. I mean, I'd be shocked if we went and won 2 years on a bounce up there. It's not a place that we
yeah,
historically, do well at over the years for obvious reasons. But yeah, I mean, rather bullish from the fan base in the sense of, I mean, Wolves are very, very bad. Um, and we haven't been great. So the fans very much looking to capitalise 2 home games, 2 games against sides towards the rear end of the table and looking for 6 points.
yeah, definitely. So, how are you feeling about tomorrow?
Yeah, um, I went into Sunday against Liverpool with some cautious optimism in the sense of they looked really bad, but we somehow, I mean, they weren't any better, but we made them
Really?
look half decent.
I didn't see the
Um,
highlights.
Yeah, they weren't great, but they did what they needed to do, and we were very poor. I mean, we were very poor, and we got a couple of wins at home against Newcastle and Burnley, and seemed to look a little bit brighter. And then Sunday, I mean, you can't dress up. Sunday was very, very bad.
Was it?
One of the worst. It goes down one of the worst this season purely because I mean they just didn't really seem like. I mean, week on week, Callum Wilson at Bournemouth last week was the best player on the pitch, scored 2 goals
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
half from two
Oh, yeah, yeah. It was a good
chances
game, that wasn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and looked brilliant. I mean, you just well have me there on Sunday. It was completely ineffective, and how a week changed it in that sense. So a lot depends on who's up front and how they perform. I mean, we've got 3 games in 7 days, and Callum Wilson's no spring chicken at the age of mid 30s, and he can't play that much. So
Mm.
I'm a bit fearful, to be honest, with Man United coming into that form and with some dangerous players there. I am fearful with because we've got a very thin squad. We've got a very, very thin squad,
We're
and
getting players back as well, so that's like
yeah,
Martinez, especially. Bit of
yeah,
grit in the back.
there we go. Yeah, so I would. I mean, I'd absolutely snatch your hand off for a point right now. I'm
Which
not feeling.
could be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it depends what Man United turns up really, because I mean, you
Yeah,
don't really know. There's been the there's
exactly.
been
Yeah.
a there's been an improvement, but you still don't know going to Old Trafford nowadays what's going to happen.
You usually know in the first 10 minutes for United at the moment.
Mm, yeah, that's
We could have
interesting.
shot Monday night. We could have played for 3 days and we wouldn't have scored. It just wasn't
Yeah,
happening. Just wasn't happening. You could sense it in the crowd and everything.
mm.
It was like the worst
Because
thing that happened. He got a player sent off.
yeah, for smacking his own bloke. I mean, you can't write it, can you? But no, I mean, I got that sense. I hadn't watched Man United for a while, and I watched it because it was on TV on Monday night,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought
yeah, yeah.
this,
Nothing else
not a
on.
lot's changed here.
Yeah.
This, and we had Gary Neville ranting on commentary. I'm like,
Oh,
this has just been a
yeah.
2 or 3 year loop round, but there has been improvement, and especially Mbeumo. I mean, would you say he's the key man apart from Mbeumo? Fernandez potentially injured, you'd say, so that'll be a blow for you. But who's that key player that if he plays well, you'll win? Do you think?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a funny one. No, it's always Fernandez at the moment. He's a bit. It reminds me of the Brian Robson days. If Robson was playing and he was playing well, we'd win. And
Yeah,
so it definitely Fernandez that pulls all the strings.
yeah.
He gets still gets a lot of stick, but his stats are phenomenal, aren't they? Took over Paul Scholes in assists, hasn't they?
Did he? Wow.
Yeah, no, that's 56. Scholes had 55 for Manchester United. It was something like He's now fourth or fifth on the all-time assists. Ryan Giggs is out there with 192 or something in his
Right.
career, which you'd expect 40 years of age. But
Speaks
yeah,
for itself in terms of Fernandez in that sense. Then I mean, he's not. I get the sense he's not liked by a portion of the Man United fan base, and there's certainly quite a few in the wider Premier League community that aren't
he's
aren't
got his
too
nickname,
favoured.
hasn't
He has, yeah,
he?
quite a few aren't his biggest fan, but yeah, it's not going to be a spectacle. Is one thing I will say is that I am expecting us to come and park the bus
Yeah.
well and truly. So I am interested to see how Man United try and break that down, because we will probably play five at the back and park the bus. So can you see that suiting Man United in the sense of, is there the
Well, no,
patience and resilience?
that's what played into Everton's hands the other night. It was a Moll's masterclass, wasn't it? You know,
Moyes, yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
four, a five, and a four.
Yeah.
It was like an arc because where I was, in the second
Mm.
half, I could see it. It was shaped like an arc, two arcs.
Classic Moyes,
They
just
they just
puts,
run
yeah.
out together. They come in together. Obviously they got the goal as well, but they just couldn't break them down. So if you're solid like that, we're going to struggle. We need people to come at us at the moment.
And that's the takeaway I took from that game, because I watched it in mind of this game coming up, and I was thinking, mean, I knew what Moyes was going to do. You knew what Moyes was going to do. We've both had him as a manager, and he frustrated Man United, and they sort of went back to the old times. And I was like, well, that's what you've got to try and do, and I think that's what Nuno will aim to do. And it's going to be interesting to see how, or if Amorim can devise a plan to break that down, because there's the quality there going forward with Man United. There's no doubt about it, but it's getting the
Pickford was on fire
cohesion.
as well.
Pardon?
Pickford done some
Pickford,
really good
yeah,
saves.
yeah, did, yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting in that sense. It won't be, there's only one Premier League game on tomorrow night, so no one's got any other option but to watch it. But I'm not quite
You
envisaging.
can't see it being a
Uh,
4-3
yeah, now
or
I've
a
said that, I've given
5-4.
it the kiss of death now.
Yeah,
I thought,
probably a 1-0
let's
or
go.
1-0.
Let's go one better and do like a 6-5 to beat the Fulham Man City one. But no. All joking aside, let's go for a prediction, Baker. How are you feeling? I sense some confidence from you, so let's have a score prediction.
I'm going to go a cheeky 3-1. I don't think we're good at the back yet. I think we might win 3-1. We get one early. We're going to. I think we'll win 3-1.
Yeah, yeah. I'd agree in the sense of, if you get one early, then it will, then it could open up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna predict a draw. I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm just gonna think we're gonna frustrate you enough. We don't keep many clean sheets.
Well,
Um,
the other night we've been getting fast starts. A few years ago it was fast finishes, but we've been getting fast starts the last few the games we've played well. Sunday was an exception. We come back, but when we've started playing well early doors, that's when we've won generally. So if the longer it goes
Absolutely.
on, the more chance you've got of getting a result.
Yeah. So I think that will be the game plan. I think it will just try and frustrate United, and maybe then manipulate going forward towards the end. But yeah, it will be interesting. Probably not the most visually exciting, but it will be an interesting game. So I am looking forward to it. I won't wish you any luck, because you probably won't need it. But Baker, thank you very much indeed
Just
for
last
joining me.
one, Billy Bonzo. With respect to the bloke, and I presume the West Ham fans will be giving it the old Billy Bonds claret and blue armour. Used to hear it in the
Absolutely,
80s.
absolutely. It
Staunch,
went round.
staunch, as we used to call you years ago, wham, wham, West
Yeah.
Ham, wham. No,
Yeah.
he was one of the originals, wasn't
A proper legend.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there will be Billy Bonds, Claret and Blue
respect to
Army.
the bloke. Yeah.
Absolutely, no, thank you. There will be. I'd expect that from the away contingent tomorrow night, there'll be their own tribute, and yeah, a very 799 games for the club, the longevity and the class that he brought and managed West Ham as
100%.
well. But yeah, no, there will be a tribute for him as well. And yeah, I think it speaks volumes of the sense of that I've had Sunderland fans, Leeds fans
Mm,
comment, and fans from across the footballing landscape who have
mm.
expressed their condolences and said how good of a player he was. And I think it speaks volumes, Baker.
Yeah, and I think the Manchester United fans, I know for a fact they'll respect anything West Ham lads do.
Yeah. Brilliant. No, that's brilliant. So we will give a nod to Billy tomorrow, and we will see whether
I
it's a
might even sing
performance that
along.
brilliant, and we will see whether it's a performance that he would have been proud of. We will, of course, have to wait and see in that sense. But Baker, always a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you very much
You, Jake,
indeed.
take care, boss.
I will see you soon, and I will see you all at 8:30. I'll be joined by Gary and Mike to have a little dissection of West Ham, have a look at the Liverpool game, build up to this one, and see how on earth we can try and gain 3 points. So join us back here at 8:30 with the lads. But Baker, once again, thank you very much, and we'll see you soon
Cheers.
right
Thanks,
here
Jake.
on West Ham
Pleasure.
Unofficial. Bye bye.
Cheers.